Welcome to our International Student Brief Show. Today, we're diving into some fascinating stories from around the world. First up, China's steel industry is shifting gears. Despite a slowdown at home, Chinese steelmakers are expanding their reach across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, investing in over 20 countries to boost exports and stay competitive. But with rising trade barriers and environmental restrictions, their future is full of challenges, even as they experiment with new pricing methods. Next, in Canada, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand reassures us that despite budget cuts, consular services for Canadians abroad won't be compromised. The government is focusing on modernizing services and moving some support online, all while continuing to promote trade and diplomacy. It's a balancing act, saving money without losing touch with people overseas. Finally, in the United States, a surprising poll shows that about 63% of Americans now think a four-year college degree isn't worth the hefty price tag. High tuition costs and student debt are making many question whether college is the best path to a good job. Attitudes vary across political lines, but the debate about higher education's value is definitely heating up. Please continue to watch for more details. Nikkei Asia vividly illustrates how China's steel industry is undergoing a profound transformation amid mounting domestic pressures. Despite maintaining high production levels, reaching 746 million tons by September, the steep decline in domestic demand, which fell 5.7%, has created a stark imbalance, pushing prices to multi-year lows and signaling a shift from expansion to contraction. As the real estate boom wanes and infrastructure spending slows, Chinese mills are aggressively pivoting to export markets, boosting shipments by 22.7% in 2024 and continuing into 2025, even as export prices declined sharply by nearly 20%. This export surge is accompanied by a strategic overseas expansion, building factories in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, viewed by industry insiders as a second growth curve. However, trade barriers and protectionist measures are rising, notably in Vietnam and other markets, threatening to cap China's export growth, which remains buoyed in part by preemptive buying and trade circumvention practices. Meanwhile, the industry faces internal challenges, overcapacity, stubbornly high inventories, and the difficulty of enforcing production cuts amid a complex web of capacity swaps and environmental targets. The raw material market, especially iron ore, is also under pressure, with prices expected to fall as China's demand contracts, prompting negotiations over long-term contracts and new pricing benchmarks like the Beijing Iron Ore Price Index. China's strategic push into overseas markets, through establishing full process plants and expanding Belt and Road initiatives, aims to secure future growth, but risks remain, including financial losses from overseas acquisitions and the long-term sustainability of its export-driven model. Overall, China's steel industry is navigating a turbulent transition from a period of rapid growth to one of consolidation, facing both internal overcapacity and external trade hurdles, while seeking new pathways through global industrialization and diversification. The Toronto Star reports that Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand assures the public that recent budget cuts to Global Affairs Canada will not compromise the essential services Canadians rely on when abroad. Despite a significant reduction of $561 million in next year's budget, with plans to further cut $1.1 billion in subsequent years, Anand emphasizes that the department is restructuring its emergency preparedness and modernizing consular services. However, internal warnings from bureaucrats highlight the growing burden of evacuations and complex cases, such as health crises and child abductions, which have increased 3.4 times over 5 years. The department's CFO acknowledges that some services will shift online, though complex cases will still receive in-person support, signaling a move toward efficiency without sacrificing critical assistance. The Toronto Star also details President Donald Trump's upcoming Thanksgiving celebrations amid a turbulent political landscape. Trump plans to pardon 2 turkeys, waddle and gobble, continuing a long-standing holiday tradition, before heading to his Florida resort. Yet, this festive gesture contrasts sharply with recent electoral setbacks, as Democrats secure sweeping victories in key states like New Jersey and Virginia, and with ongoing international challenges such as the Ukraine conflict and potential military strikes against Venezuela. Additionally, the rising costs of holiday meals and the administration's efforts to review refugee admissions under Biden's policies reveal a nation grappling with economic strains and political uncertainties. Trump's struggles to advance diplomatic initiatives and maintain party cohesion underscore a presidency navigating multiple crises, even during holiday seasons. Deutsche Welle highlights Zimbabwe's critical healthcare staffing crisis, where a shortage of 14,000 nurses threatens the country's medical system. Many skilled professionals, including nurse Setfri Mufukidze, are emigrating to countries like the UK, Australia, and Ireland, lured by better pay and working conditions. Nurses in Zimbabwe earning around $250 monthly compared to up to $4,000 abroad. The exodus has led to dangerously low nurse-to-patient ratios, with some clinics staffed by only 1 or 2 nurses for thousands of residents, exacerbating outbreaks of cholera and other diseases. In response, Zimbabwe has placed its healthcare workers on the WHO Red List, restricting their departure and implementing policies like bonding nurses for 20 years, but these measures have failed to stem the brain drain. Despite the challenges, many Zimbabwean professionals express a willingness to return if conditions improve, and the government is working on reforms, including a national health insurance bill, to rebuild the sector and retain its vital health workforce. The Independent highlights a startling shift in American attitudes towards higher education, with nearly 2/3, 63%, of Americans now believing that a 4-year college degree isn't worth the hefty price tag, citing concerns about graduates lacking specific job skills and accumulating crippling debt. This marks a sharp departure from 2017, when opinions were more evenly split, reflecting a growing skepticism fueled by rising tuition costs, averaging nearly $12,000 at public colleges and soaring to $45,000 at private institutions, and the true total investment, which can reach over $500,000 when factoring in interest and lost income. The divide is stark along political lines. Only 22% of Republicans see college as worth it, compared to 47% of Democrats, with independents in the middle. Despite data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics confirming that college graduates tend to earn more and face lower unemployment, many now question whether the traditional path to prosperity still holds true, with the American dream's promise of upward mobility through higher education increasingly in doubt, as the cost-benefit calculus is re-evaluated amidst a landscape of rising expenses and uncertain returns. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.